I hope you're happy that you yelled at us, clown. I hope you're happy because you want to know something? Poor Collins just tore their shirt. And you're yelling. How dare you?
Listen, I had a completely different shirt on. And I go, oh, we're going to be talking about Kiley's tweet, shots fired at Adam Copeland. And I said, what am I doing wearing this other indie wrestling shirt? So because I just did a bunch of laundry, by the way. It was folded over here, so I'd like put it over my head. And it was like stuck in my armpit because I'm sweating. What do you know? Popped a seam, trying to get it quickly, just for y'all.
Just for y'all to yell at us. Also, we're back on Twitch. Shout out Joel Pearl for fixing it.
Woo! I love that for us.
I know.
For us.
It's been, no joke, guys, it's been a few weeks. And every time anybody at Fightful goes to make a stream, it's like, we can't do Twitch.
Yeah.
Nobody was fixing it. But it's okay. Shout out Joel. Oh. Okay, also I have a coffee. And I have water.
What show is this? What show is this?
Oh my god, guys, this is Wrestling Made Me Cry. I'm Kiley.
I'm Monty Collins with the popped seam.
And we have, so the title of the stream is AEW So Back? And it's mainly because I loved AEW this week. It made me cry. And also, I thought it'd be a fun little title, and I didn't want to think too hard about, when I was producing the stream and setting it up.
Sometimes so you know what? For thinking.
Also, I got on a tank top. It's not a wrestling tank top, but I had to show off the FTR 7 stars tattoo.
Boo! Boo!
Listen, FTR did nothing wrong.
Boo!
Adam Copeland deserved it. And you know how I know that? 2 weeks ago, y'all were all over social media saying Adam Copeland needs to go away. Why is 50-year-old Adam Copeland wrestling for the world title? So FTR makes it happen, and they're the bad guys. They're the bad guys.
Yeah, they are bad guys.
They did nothing wrong. Listen, I got supporters. We got Lawrence, FTR, Perfect Angels. Mike, FTR did me proud this week. They attacked Tony Schiavone. Yeah, they tried to kill Tony Schiavone. After Tony Schiavone brought Dax's daughter into the conversation.
Yeah. Because
for no reason,
logically.
Unprovoked. Tony Schiavone deserved it. You're gonna tell someone that they are essentially a bad parent and you expect no retribution?
Listen, FTR Bald has me blocked on Twitter. So any sort of retribution to get him to think logically, because who blocks me?
That's true. He probably has a lot of people blocked, to be fair. he had a period of time. His social media era, he had the podcast, he had, he probably blocked a lot of people. But listen, FTR did nothing wrong. And I fully support them in their endeavors to right the ship. And if that includes beating up 2.0 and Daniel Garcia, I'm here for it. Because listen, 2.0, FTR was leaving. They were gone. They were going home. 2.0 races to catch up with them. Basically says, hey, dog, you're stealing our friend Daniel Garcia. And Daniel Garcia, he's too stupid to know who his friends are. So FTR says, okay, we'll give you a match and we'll let Daniel Garcia decide for himself because he's a grown man. 2.0 loses the match. Everybody has a bad day. You lose some matches, you win some matches. No big deal. Why? Tell me why Daniel Garcia has to get involved. He gets himself involved. And of course, if you're going to get involved and you're going to say, I don't like you, FTR, and you side with the guys who started the whole thing, instigated it, of course you're going to get beat up.
Daniel Garcia fights for what's right. As does Daddy Magic, as does Cool Hand Ange. They fight for what's right. And right now, FTR is not in the right. I'm not going to say much about that.
To the 2.0's whole thing, though, was that they were mad about Daniel Garcia getting hugged by FTR and being friends with FTR. So shouldn't they be mad at Daniel Garcia?
Daniel Garcia.
I love that Magic, though. Let me say.
Absolutely.
A champ. A promo god. The match was great. The shot of Daddy Magic, I think it's Dax. He's like Dax backed into the corner, and he like Daddy Magic is bleeding everywhere, and he's like pummeling Dax. Iconic, untouchable. And we love Angelo because he's a cutie patootie. But listen, FTR was not wrong in this scenario. They tried to kill Daddy Magic because Daddy Magic was interfering in their. You chase them down.
Yeah, as he should. He is the true north.
No, Daddy Magic brought it on himself. Would you? Okay, if you're in real life, right? It's like us. It's me and you.
Okay.
And you see Jon Moxley.
Boo.
Beaten on someone who you already kind of have beef with, right? Are you then chasing Jon Moxley down to fight him? No.
Probably.
You're going to fight Jon Moxley.
I wouldn't fight Jon Moxley. I would probably give him a cookie and have like a laxative in it. Like, go shit your pants. That's my revenge. Yeah.
I would fight Jon Moxley. I'm going to be so real.
You would bleed. Do you want to bleed?
Why not? I physically, I feel like I could beat up Jon Moxley.
Whoa!
No, not I would, because I love him. Peace and love. Peace and love. If I had to, I could. FTR, though, if it's both of them, I feel like I'm cooked.
Yeah, they shatter machine. They'd shatter machine you.
Yeah, in seconds.
Twice.
In seconds. But if it's a one-on-one, I could take Dax. Cash, maybe not. Cash gives me like fights dirty on the streets. Dax, probably not. I could take Cash. Or no, I could take Dax, not Cash. Daddy Magic was asking to be beat up. Mike, this is why Mike.
Wow. Should I just leave? What is this? Who are y'all? What is this? Yeah, he deserved to be beat up. What?
You challenge someone to a wrestling match and you expect not to get beat up.
He didn't try to kill someone. Jon Moxley has attempted murder charges multiple times.
But he gets excused because he's cool, All I'm saying is I can understand why FTR did what they did.
It's wrong. It's wrong, Kiley. It's wrong.
But
we're getting in the gray. We're no longer
turning
baby
my phone
faces.
on Do Not Disturb because people are texting me relentlessly now.
Because you're wrong.
I'm acting really poopy today. I'm not acting poopy today. I'm living my truth. Yeah, and Adam Page also did nothing wrong.
He did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Especially knowing that house was in Tacoma, Washington. And I would know.
Did nothing wrong. And even Swerve admitted that he deserved it, the house. So
yeah, because he went into the home of Adam Page, right? His child.
The crib. The baby is asleep. Baby is asleep. Wife is asleep. And here's Swerve about some wrestling nonsense.
I'd forgive the breaking and entering, but the going around my child.
Mm-hmm. You come near you were beefing and you come near my kid, you're dead on sight. So Swerve should have counted himself lucky that it was just a house. Period. That's all I'm saying. Lots of hellos in the chat. So hello to everybody. I'm catching up. That rant made me a little bit lightheaded. I'm not gonna lie.
Bye, everybody.
All right, wrap it up.
Yeah. Jeez.
Oh yeah, the Paragon, which they're now called, which is Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong. They come out and they save Daniel Garcia. Don't know where this group of people is shaking out, but FTR is going to have to get some allies. I don't know who it's going to be.
Definitely not the
Because
Paragon.
if you have 2.0 plus Daniel Garcia plus the 3 in the Paragon, who's FTR got? No one. They got Wardlow?
Oh, I miss Wardlow.
I miss Wardlow too. Who else is friends with FTR?
Not me. I'm not.
MJF?
MJF is dealing with reparations right now.
Lauren says they have Kylie.
Yeah. All right. Strap your boots up. Let's go.
I will go face to face. Me and Roderick Strong. I'll take the big one. And we'll duke it out.
You'll take the big one.
He's the biggest of the group.
You think Roderick Strong is the biggest one of the group?
Yeah, Adam Cole is in there. Daniel Garcia. Daddy Magic.
What about Kyle O'Reilly?
Kyle O'Reilly he's not bigger than Roderick Strong, is he? We need to have like a full body analysis of these guys. And we need to determine the biggest so that I can take that opponent and FTR can work on everybody else and we'll be fine.
I'm gonna give you a hint. All of them are smaller than me.
I'm sure some of them are probably smaller than me.
Because they're under 6 foot.
They're all under 6 feet?
Yeah.
Even Roddy? Huh. I think I'm probably bigger than Adam Cole.
Roderick Strong's height listed is 5'10".
Okay, he's bigger than me.
So
I'm 5'5".
I think it's funny that Adam Cole is still billed at 6 foot because I was taller than him.
He's billed at 6 foot 200. Adam Cole is not 200 pounds. I'm 130 for context. For context, okay? No. He's not. Is Adam Cole 200 pounds?
No.
Roderick Strong, maybe. Daddy Magic, maybe. They're bigger. Oh, now we need to we're investigating this. This, I'm actually going to help FTR.
They're all billed at 205 or 200, 5'10", 5'11", and 6 foot for Adam Cole.
FTR are 5'10". They've been really open that they're 5'9", 5'10". So that's should be our barometer. So we need to go back and watch the scene and zoom in to get that guy who figures out how tall people are from pictures and see what we can extrapolate from that.
I have met a lot of wrestlers that are taller than me, and I've been like, oh yeah, you're tall. Was not there's not a lot of wrestlers that I like personally that I go, oh, I was expecting you to be taller.
You know who surprised me with how tall they are? Ethan Page.
Yeah.
I met Ethan Page 3 years ago, some odd. Tall. A tall dude. Jade Cargill as well. Very, very, very tall. Insanely tall. I love that people in the chat are like actually talking about this. Like we're gonna figure it out. Got to look at their boots and see if they got lifts. You know?
Yeah. See.
We need to figure out who the biggest is so I can show up to AEW and I can help. But see, listen.
Yes, my accent is coming out. Thank you.
I
start talking and then I start getting into my New York accent. But you know what? You're never going to hear from me. I'm never going to be sitting in my mom's basement shit talking this product with my New York accent. That's on period.
My thing is I have a Southern accent and I am trained out of it, but every now and again, because people don't take you serious when you have a Southern accent. But when I'm around other people, like when there's probably a clip of this somewhere. Me, Jeremy Lambert, my sister, SP3, and like a few other people went to a karaoke bar. And my Southern accent was so strong simply because I was in proximity to Jeremy Lambert, who's also Southern. But yeah, that's what happens when you're from the South. But you do learn really quickly when you're from the South that your accent needs to be context based. It can't be. I feel like people from Boston have the same situation.
I have a very different accent from my Bostonian pals because their O's are a little bit different, like the way that they use vowels. It feels like, for me, it feels like gargling marbles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, pack the kind, have it, yeah. I just feel like my mouth is too open. But I do gotta say, I do declare, anytime I hear someone with a Southern accent, I just want to fall in love. I just want to fall in love.
Okay, so we're getting married, is what you're saying?
Yeah, we're getting married. Oh wait.
See, now I'm being investigated. My accent does come out sometimes, like sometimes with words that I say, or sometimes with like the intonation of things that I say. But you listen, it's okay. This is a safe space. All accents, all languages welcome. I can't promise that I speak your language, but it's welcome here.
The only thing is, my biggest pet peeve is when I'm talking to people and I say like dog, dog, whatever I've accented.
Yeah.
That's still inside of me. And people will stop mid-sentence to interrupt me and say, dog.
I hate that.
Coffee. And I'm like, oh, thank you. Thank you for noticing that I have an accent, because then my brain has now, like the choo-choo train has now broken off because your school bus has rammed right into my choo-choo train of thoughts. Yeah. Now I got a mess to clean up because getting that train back on the rails, similar to this podcast right now.
Like they knew what you said. Like it was so unnecessary. Mm-hmm. But to swing us back to the land of wrestling before I go on a rant about the politics of accents. Mm-hmm. This was a really good week of AEW TV. I had a blast this week, but I have a couple things that we need to talk about. Okay. So after Collision last night, Tony Khan came out. He does his little, he does it at every show, his little speech at the end. And he announces an ROH Women's Pure title. Collins, the floor is yours.
Okay, here's my problem, okay? You want to announce this pure... first off, you want to announce a pure... because the pure title, by the way, is my favorite title. If there's ever a trivia question that says, what is Auntie Collins' favorite title belt? It is the ROH Pure Champion. Or Pure Rules Champion. Okay? Many, many weeks ago. This is like January, December. Serena Deeb came out on an ROH episode, which I was like, you are not an ROH wrestler, but sure, great. And she's talking about wanting to fight the entire locker room in a Pure Rules match. And was like, I'll do this. And I'm like, cool, awesome. I can't wait. Nothing. Mm-hmm. She's been on Ring of Honor television. She's bullied the likes of Rachel Ellering. She's now bullying Queen Aminata. And I'm like, what happened to that Pure Rules Championship? And then Tony Khan goes ahead and does not renew Layla Hirsch's contract. The one, like if I were thinking of two pillars of a woman's pure division, Serena Deeb and Layla Hirsch.
Yeah.
And then you just go, we're not going to renew her contract. What do we got? What do we got? You're announcing this title, this prestigious title. And the thing that I love about the Pure Championship, and I say this everywhere I go, you can have any championship. You can do it with any stipulation.
Mm-hmm.
However, you have a title belt that says, not only did I win a championship, but I won it doing these rules and restricting myself to no face strikes, only 3 rope breaks apiece, doing it in a specific time limit and a specific type of wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
So not only do I feel like this title belt is far more prestigious than any of the other Ring of Honor title belts, let's be honest, but knowing that those are your limited capacities and then being that champion, pushing yourself to the limit of not only getting a championship belt, but getting it in a way that really tests your strengths of wrestling. Hell yeah. That's what makes those Bryan Danielson versus Nigel McGuinness matches so freaking great. And those are some of my favorite matches because the Pure Rules Championship is so ahead of everything else that is in Ring of Honor and has been, because it's taking those stipulations and saying, okay, good, you could be a champion. Now elevate yourself. How is this belt going to elevate someone when your women's TV belt has not elevated anyone yet?
Yeah.
Tony Khan has not proved that he knows how to book Ring of Honor on a weekly basis. Yeah, it's behind a paywall, but guess what? That's your choice.
Yeah.
That's your choice. You could put it on friggin' YouTube and probably be making far more money. However, something needs to happen in Ring of Honor. Someone need to come into Ring of Honor. What kind of brand do you have? People are only watching your pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Because they're free on your streaming service.
And I was just about to say, it does feel like Ring of Honor isn't a week-to-week show. It's a pay-per-view cycle show. Like, you can watch the Ring of Honor pay-per-views and keep up with the product. Like, not much changes week to week is the thing. And I'm for the idea of women having more titles, right?
Absolutely.
My thing is, and like people in the chat have already said, Serena Deeb is the division. So unless you throw in Deonna Purrazzo and the thing about the Pure is it's like such a specific style. Like Diamante can wrestle that style, but she shines so much more in like the more brawler type matches. But it feels like it's Serena, and then Serena is going to like pass the torch to someone after. And I don't know who that would be. Because like the thing about Wheeler Yuta and Daniel Garcia and like that series they had was it was like two young guys proving themselves, having these great matches, and then they went and they did, bigger and better things. And it feels like that's not what this is going to be. But I'm willing to give it the benefit of the doubt and watch it play out. Because I know Serena Deeb will have great matches, which I'm presuming Deonna. They'll have great matches. I'll be seated. I'll be ready. I will watch those matches. But I don't know. And it's like the Ring of Honor.
Right. I don't know.
And it's kind of weird to just like announce it after Collision and then like rely on people to post it on social media before you've like just make an official announcement. Do like a press release announce a tournament with participants. I'm presuming they have ideas for participants, and this is not like off the cuff. And like make it a big deal, and then have women cut promos, put them on social media, like advocating for their spot. Say, I'm going for this title. I'm super excited. Like really, really hype it up, because it's going to be hard to get interest in this until the Owen is done. Because our final four in the Owen, it's Chris and Jamie, and it's Mercedes and Athena. Like 2 matches that people have been really clamoring for. And so it's going to be hard to like, mind you, Athena is also Ring of Honor Women's World Champion. But it's going to be really hard to take interest and put it into the Ring of Honor Women's Pure Championship, I think it's going to be called, when all this is going on. So I don't know. I feel like it's weird to just come out after Collision and be like, hey, by the way, we're getting another belt. I don't know. It's a little strange, but the question of it's been 3 years and ROH is stuck in the same place is stuck in the same place. I think the issue for Ring of Honor is that it doesn't have its own identity outside of AEW. And so with the exception of Athena, who is now on AEW. So I don't know. I genuinely don't know. It kind of sucks because like I feel like AEW is in its best spot in years, and Ring of Honor is not in its best spot. So I don't know. And like Ring of Honor puts on such good pay-per-views. Like they're all banger. So like what is the problem? Like the talent is there, clearly. I don't know. Because like what is the purpose of Ring of Honor then? If it's not an AEW farm promotion and it's not its own thing. It's just in this like weird purgatory. And that's why so many people aren't watching anymore, and they're just keeping up with the news and watching just the pay-per-views. It's like AEW was in the same boat in like 2022, 2023, where nobody was watching weekly. They were just watching pay-per-views and keeping up like with the weekly stuff with news and podcasts and things. Ring of Honor's been in that spot since like its first year, I would say, was the only time it had its own thing going. That first year. After that, nah. So I don't know. I don't know. There's so much up in the air. But what I will say is I'm very, very excited about the Owen Hart tournament.
See, there's where we can agree, baby.
This match, this Jamie versus Billy match,
one for the history books. I fear
ridiculously good. Like, and also Harley versus Athena was also very, very good. I don't know with the Mercedes Athena match what we're doing there, because like they're both champions already, and the winner of the Owen gets a world title shot. So I'm assuming, regardless, I'm assuming Athena's going to win and Mercedes is going to screw her in the final.
Yeah,
somehow, some way. But what a showing for Jamie and what a showing for Billy.
Absolutely.
Like peak. If you didn't watch Collision this week, so much women's wrestling content. Go watch it. Like, we had a Toni Storm promo. We had Billy and Jamie being absolutely just freaking stellar. We had a Mercedes Moné promo, which she wasn't there, but she said, I'm going to be in Boston, guys. See you later. But still, Megan Bayne wrestling a 2-on-1 against 2 like local talent. Penelope being Penelope, just absolutely essential to this act that they have. Amen. And Athena versus Harley. It was so good. It's like Collision it was like women's wrestling plus FTR. That was the show. Women plus FTR, essentially. I ate it up. I was like, more. But like I said, the final four of the Owen on the women's side. We don't know the final four for the men yet because we still have Hangman versus the wild card. But for the women, it's Jamie versus Chris. and Athena and Mercedes, which obviously it's going to be good.
Yeah.
We're just like,
I think we are reaping the benefits of finally some good women's booking. Finally some great women's matches, because holy hell, it's been a ride to get here.
yeah. And I'm excited because I think Jamie versus Chris is gonna like tear the house down. I think it's gonna be like absolutely insane. And then I think Athena and Mercedes is the match where like there's gonna be a ton of story. And I'm really into that. So I will be seated. I'm so excited. I really am.
All right. So where are we sitting at our predictions?
I'm batting 100. I'm perfect so far. Let me pull it up.
You're perfect. Yes, you are.
So for my like my final two, I have Hayter versus Athena, with Hayter winning under the assumption that Monet screws Athena over. That's like my thing, because I think Jamie Hayter needs it.
Yeah,
because she came back and then she didn't do much of anything. So I'm assuming that they were saving her for this. And so
in my final two, I have Hayter versus Mercedes. And I remember that was our difference from last week.
Yeah. I assume it could go either way.
It could go either way.
Because Mercedes could cheat to win in her match with Athena.
The opposites, because a woman scorned. Both of them are fully capable of doing that. So,
and then where's my men's bracket? I don't care about the men's that much. Takeshita beat Brody King, which kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I was a little bit upset about that. So I didn't get that one because I picked Brody King. But Ospreay versus Takeshita is going to be great, and then Fletcher versus, I'm assuming, Hangman.
Who do we think is going to be the wild card?
So I think it's going to have to be a debut, because if you bring back, like people were saying, what if it's Wardlow? If you bring back Wardlow and he gets beat by Hangman, I feel like that's it. That's not great. It could be like, it could be Jack Perry, it could be Christopher Daniels, it could be like someone from Hangman's past. Maybe. I don't know. If it's Jack Perry,
we're all jacking it.
We're jacking it, of course. And I feel like Hangman beating Jack Perry isn't as bad as if Hangman beat
Wardlow.
And also, if it's Jack Perry, then Hangman beating Jack Perry furthers the Young Bucks Swerve Kenny story. Speaking of Kenny, this Kenny Omega promo on Dynamite.
Okay, can I just tell you, the moment that I saw him and his slutty little legs.
What?
Kenny Omega, I'm so used to him wearing his long pants, right?
Yeah.
So anytime he comes out in shorts, I go, this man has legs that everyone would be jealous of. Do you see those calf muscles? He's jacked. He should just walk around not wearing clothes all the time. But
I wouldn't mind it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it either. I think a lot of people wouldn't mind it, because he has like this unassuming, like godlike figure. And anytime I just see his little calves, his little legs, I'm like, Kenny, my sir.
This promo was insane. Okay.
Yeah, we're talking about the promo. Sorry, I'm over here lusting about Kenny Omega.
Well, we have to like get back on track, or we'll go down that route and take what we said that we can never take back. So we need to right the ship here. But, so essentially, this promo has been pretty polarizing.
Okay,
but I loved it. Kenny comes out. He basically calls the Young Bucks bad friends. He calls them Shih Tzu Dookie stains. He calls them cucks. He calls Nick, I don't remember what the line was exactly, but he essentially calls him skinny. You know, you're wimpy, you're skinny. Meanwhile, the entire time he's going off on the Young Bucks, Matt Jackson is just standing there. Like dead face, deadpan. You could tell he was gotten to. And Kenny cuts his whole promo because the Young Bucks said, "We did it for Hangman." Gag. You did not do it for Hangman. We all know. But then, essentially, the Young Bucks beat up Swerve. Kenny comes, and the Kenny Swerve connection now appears to be solidified. And then Swerve has a match against Pac right after, and Pac gets injured, which sad. But Kenny Swerve seems to be a friendship now. Seems to be. Whether Hangman fits in this, I don't know. Because Hangman then, after, like later in the show, he goes into Swerve's locker room and Swerve isn't there, but Nana is. And he basically says, like, I did not help Swerve. I didn't do it for Swerve, blah, blah, blah. I'm assuming it's going to be Young Bucks and Okada, Hangman, Swerve, Omega. Some other moving parts, perhaps, for Anarchy in the Arena. Double or Nothing.
I need it. I need an Anarchy in the Arena. I need something chaotic because I need something to, like, I think that would heal some part of my soul that's broken right now. And I need someone's music. Kenny Omega's Final Fantasy music. Don't care. I just need insanity to happen.
Kenny Omega needs to come out, Anarchy in the Arena, to Devil Sky. It needs to be crazy, epic. Bring it back. He's wrestling in New Japan now. There's no reason why we can't have Devil Sky. It is his best theme ever, by far. And I love Battle Cry, but Devil Sky is a whole nother level. Just saying. And while we're at it, Hangman, bring back Ghost Town Triumph. What are we doing?
I love this. Wah, 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 wah.
It's good, but I'm at the place now where I'm like, okay, he's already a babyface. We all agree he's a babyface. Get it done. Meanwhile, you have Okada just like going up to Kenny Omega all the time, getting in his face.
Okay. Every time that Kenny Omega is in the ring and then you hear that coin flip drop, I scream at the TV, even though I know, like, this is not shocking. Like, of course they work in the same company together. Of course we're building to y'all in. But I'm telling you, I pop every time because that is one thing that, listen, I'm still on the fence. I'll probably be on the fence until literally the night before if I want to go to All In. It's pricey. It's pricey. So and everything is just getting more expensive. And I owed on my taxes this year by only a couple $100, but still it's like, ugh.
Yeah.
Dumb. Stupid.
Well, and also, like, it's not the tickets. It's the flights and it's the hotel. It's like all that adds up. So I'm on the fence too. I'm leaning towards I'm not going, but I'm on the fence. I don't know. We'll see. I have months to decide. I'm not in a hurry, but I will say I love every time Kenny Omega hears the coin drop and he hears the music, he rolls his eyes, full diva mode. I love it. I live for it. Kenny Omega versus Okada in 2025 is going to be just like...
Give them a full hour. Give them as
long as they want.
Yeah. Give them the whole show. All In, the entire thing is just Kenny Omega and... Well, we have to fit in Mercedes and Athena somewhere too. But still, it's...
Yeah. And then, I mean... Who cares about the other matches? Not me. Not me. But yeah, I loved this Elite segment. I know it was polarizing. People are mad that Kenny Omega would cut this promo, and then people are mad that Swerve isn't going for the world title, and people are mad about this and mad about that. Listen, I get it, but also,
I mean, I think people are going to complain until they see the vision, and they're not going to see the vision until Jon Moxley is counted to 3 on that mat. In the middle of the ring.
Which we might have an opportunity for. Listen, Pac is injured in the Swerve match. I don't know what the injury is, but he's out. On Collision, they announced that Jon Moxley is stepping in to the trios match in Pac's place. So they're still going to have the trios titles. And they're wrestling the Ops in a trios title match. I'm pretty sure the Ops are going to win. I can't lie. I'm pretty sure the Ops are going to win. And so what if, and hear me out, Hook pins Moxley?
Well, that's what
I would do. That's what I would do. Because, like, Jon Moxley's whole thing is that the young guys don't want to come to work. The young guys won't stand up. Blah, 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 blah. Old man yells at Cloud. Have Hook pin Mox. You could even make it so you make Moxley come out on the other side clean or something. Like, he could take a punch from Joe. He could, I don't know what they would do. Hook, Shibata, and Joe, their finishes are all submissions. So who knows?
This sounds insane.
But that's what I would do. And then you immediately make the Ops a way more like legitimate and valid threat. And you make the trios titles look like that much better. Because I think the Death Riders have to lose the trios titles. Like, Pac is out. You can't have Moxley doing trio stuff when he's a world title guy. Like, you can't.
Okay.
Hook should pin Moxley. And I'm standing by it. I know people have said that, Joe should pin Moxley because then Joe can get a world title, or Joe should pin Yuta and then get a world title, or Hook should pin Yuta. Different combinations there. I think Moxley should eat the freaking pin. I think it would make the Death Riders so much more interesting if they lose their trios titles because Moxley.
Are you kidding?
Am I controversial today, chat?
Yeah, you are. I'm shocked. I'm over here shocked.
I'm like in this. I think not FTR. I have FTR on the brain. I think AEW is in such a good spot that it's like in 2021 when they could take risks and just like book things and just like have shock wins and like have fun with it.
I like that.
So I feel like, and I think that this would be such a babyface move, for the promotion to have Hook pin Moxley, and I also think that it would immediately squash any Hook is getting buried nonsense that I've seen. So that's what I would do. And then also, while we're at it, Hurt Syndicate is going to wrestle Gates of Agony because Gates of Agony is back and they challenge Hurt Syndicate.
It's going to be so good. Oh,
imagine Bobby Lashley across the ring from Khan. That's like 5 tons of muscle.
I was so into this. You want to see meat slapping meat? But now I got to know. How is MJF going to weasel his way into this?
I don't know. Because, like, the thing is, MJF has been thoroughly rejected by the Hurt Syndicate. And so, well, except for MVP. But even MVP has kind of been like, hey, bud, like, we can't let you in. You got outvoted. But
you got outvoted. Bye.
You got outvoted, bye. MJF seems like very committed to the bit and very committed to getting into the Hurt Syndicate. So it's either going to end up with Bobby Lashley having enough and somehow putting a stop to it, or MJF is going to be let into the Hurt Syndicate because he's not giving up. He seems like very intent on this. And so I don't know. I don't know where the story is going. Mm-hmm. But what I do know is that the Hurt Syndicate is incredible. And so I
don't know, but I'm kind of excited. And Toa Leona,
so good.
Sir, he's been getting lean but muscly, and it's kind of like hot. He's wild and crazy and kind of scares me. But honestly, I'm into it. All of this I'm into. So while I still think that the Hurt Syndicate is going to retain, I think Gates of Agony, they're gonna bring what we've been needing, right?
I hope so. My hope is, and maybe this is me just being like super like so far-fetched, my hope is that the Gates of Agony will impress the Hurt Syndicate so much that they'll be let in. And then MVP will see this and be like, hey, what about me, dog? What about me? Because I think that would be so funny. I think it would be so funny to see MJF. The MVP MJF thing is messing with my brain.
Yeah.
It would be so funny to see MJF get pushed aside for the Gates of Agony. And also, I think the Hurt Syndicate should maybe expand its numbers a little bit, just not MJF. And it'd be funny. You could have them like shaking hands, like totally on like shaking hands with MVP. And then MJF comes out and he's like, it'd be so funny. And also, MJF should never be part of the Hurt Syndicate. I'm sorry, but I saw people on Blue Sky this morning talking about how great it would be. And like, no, that's not the point of the Hurt Syndicate. That's not the point. Scream. But Bobby Lashley is probably going to snap MJF like a twig at some point. I'm assuming that's where we're going. I'm hoping that's where we're going. I don't know how you work that in with the Hurt Syndicate defending the tag titles. Yeah. I don't know how that shakes out logistically. But I'd be into it.
I'd be into it too. I don't know if our tag division is back, so to speak.
It's rumbling.
It's rumbling. And what are we doing with the Grizzled Young Vets? I know that they aren't all elite yet, but would they be a good matchup for? I'm just trying to think outside the box. Sorry, I was looking at the all the tag teams in AEW currently, and if the Ops are taking the trios, then what tag team would be, I don't know, suitable competitors for the Hurt Syndicate? Even bigger guys or guys who wrestle differently?
I'm still on the Private Party train.
Okay.
Private Party should be the ones. I feel like that's controversial these days, but I'm still there. I'm loyal. Mm-hmm. I think the Hurt Syndicate has the opportunity to make a lot of tag teams. So like the Gates of Agony, Jason says Hounds of Hell, but Buddy's still hurt apparently, so don't know when they're coming back. We did the guns, but we can do the guns again. Top Flight. We have so many options to go through. I know people want the Hurt Syndicate versus the Young Bucks. I'm not there yet.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
I don't want that. I don't think. I also don't want FTR Hurt Syndicate yet. I'm not there yet. FTR needs to go stay busy with 2.0 for right now. I need the Hurt Syndicate to like have matches where they're probably going to win. They're probably not going to get beat, but they have the opportunity to make these guys look really, really good, which I'm assuming is what this Gates of Agony thing is going to be. That's where I think we need to be. And ultimately, I still do think Private Party should beat Hurt Syndicate and win their titles back. I don't know when. Maybe All In. Maybe we do it.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm maybe getting lightheaded earlier with my FTR rant. To such an extent that now I'm crazy. I don't know.
Do we see Christian Cage and Adam Copeland
beat the Hurt Syndicate or challenge them?
Beat them.
I don't think they beat the Hurt Syndicate. I think eventually they beat FTR.
Okay.
Get that big baby face win. I don't think that they need to beat the Hurt Syndicate. Maybe they could, later on down the line, because I don't know when this Cope Christian team is going to come together, because Cope is, out indefinitely with
their
toe injuries. So we have time for the Hurt Syndicate to lose the titles, have another team go on a little bit of a run, and then we can have Cope and Christian beat them like later in the year at All Out or something like that. And then they could win the titles there. I did forget the Outrunners.
Oh my God.
Authors of Pain. I don't know if AEW can sign Authors of Pain. I'm going to be real.
That's a
liability.
That's a liability.
Cope and Christian versus the Outrunners would go so hard. Tony.
Hello, Tony. Tony Khan clearly is watching this show right now.
I'm like so deep in Tony Khan's mindset that I am Tony Khan. Like he's so predictable sometimes. Like if you watch enough AEW, you can see where he's going with stuff. But yeah, I think Hurt Syndicate probably beats Gates of Agony. Probably beats the Outrunners. Top Flight? Oh, hello to Greg Cherry. Love you, Greg Cherry. Probably beats Top Flight. I don't know who else. Like, who's left? The tag division has gotten so sparse these days.
I know.
There's no more Acclaimed.
Yeah. Thank God.
Yeah.
Is that controversial to say? Thank God.
Well, I also think Swerve and Hangman are going to do a tag team thing. I think they'll have this Anarchy in the Arena at Double or Nothing.
Okay.
And it'll spin out into Okada, Omega, Young Bucks, Swerve, and Hangman. So I don't know. Maybe they'll make new tag teams for the Hurt Syndicate.
There's always the Spiky Boys. I don't know what Leo Rush and
Action and Leo.
I don't know what their tag team is called.
Tag team name?
I just call them the Spiky Boys because they have their spiky jackets.
Cage and Archer is a good shout, but isn't one of them hurt or am I hallucinating? Everybody in AW is hurt these days. So
yeah. We've got the injury bug. Cage is hurt.
Yeah.
He's
Dark
injured.
Order. Where's Dark Order?
They're on Ring of Honor losing.
If you brought Dark Order back, if people here join the Dark Order, they're gonna pop. I'm sorry, Tony Khan. If you're listening, bring back Dark Order, especially with Hangman being this version of Hangman.
Big Bill and Brian Keith. They had a great match.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It served its purpose.
Yeah.
I would rather them be singles.
Well, Chris Jericho's gone now. He says, "Guys, I'm leaving," and the crowd chanted. They cheered. They did the whole na 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 na. Oh, put Wardlow with someone. Hey, hey, hey. Good. They did the whole thing.
I love it.
Gold. The Righteous, the Von Erichs, Wardlow.
The Von Erichs don't even show up to Ring of Honor. They're the current. They
wrestle
trios.
so many indies, though. I don't know. I'm like, whatever. I don't know. You could put Wardlow with someone. I don't know who that someone would be.
A child. Do it.
Maybe not that. Put him with Hobbs.
FTR's child.
We call up Finley Harwood.
Yeah.
And we're like, hey, Finley. Remember that spot you did where you broke the pencil? Time to break some necks.
Yeah, exactly. She's ready.
Marco's stunt is crazy. Wardlow and Josh Alexander, I would be into it. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm pretty sure Marco's son retired from wrestling.
Oh, he did. That's true. I remember. Josh Alexander and Wardlow, maybe. Josh Alexander coming to AEW is interesting because there's nowhere really that he slots in right now.
Right.
So that would be fine. That would be fine. I don't know. The world is our oyster, guys. We could put anybody against the Hurt Syndicate and it would be good. That's just how good the Hurt Syndicate is.
I'm into it. Let's go.
I'm into it.
Well,
what else happened this week, guys? I feel like we had the $400,000 match. That was so funny. They're like, what are you gonna do with your money? And Will Ospreay's like, I'm going to Disney World, and then Mark Briscoe's like, I'm gonna diversify my portfolio.
Oh my god! So they looked like an emo band from like 2009.
Yeah, they're in like a sewer or something.
Where is the sewer? And why did Will Ospreay have his cute little haircut? Like the way that his haircut was, I was like, this is 2009 coded.
I loved it. I loved it. I think this episode of Dynamite was the best example of AEW as a variety show that they've had in a long time. Because you had this $400,000 match.
Yeah.
Which was crazy, goofy, just like mayhem. Just good fun. Solid fun. Which was immediately after the melodrama of the Elite.
Yeah.
And everything that's, going on there. And then we have like so many different story beats happening in AEW at the time. Collision is more homogenous as a show, but even then, this week,
homogenous. That is a great word.
I know my SAT words. It was such a good show. Speedball Benny the Bear says all I could think of is Speedball being barefoot in that tunnel.
Yeah, he's had those dogs in people's mouths.
I'm pretty sure they have like 2-inch thick calluses. They're like the callus is so big that they like grow. Like they go to get their driver's license renewed, and they're like, "Buddy, you're not 6 feet tall now. You're like 6'7", and it's just calluses." That's what I think is happening.
6'7". Kind of
Tony's
so ridiculous. I love this. I love this.
But it was just so much fun. It was so much fun. And that's AEW being so much fun when like everybody is out with an injury. Like Mark Davis is out, Pac is, now out. Everybody's hurt. Jay White, poor Jay White.
I know.
Right I never used to be a Jay White fan. I'm pretty sure this is common knowledge. And then he comes to AEW and I fall in love with him. I don't know. Something about Jay White and AEW just feels like it's for me. And then he's hurt all the time. All the time. I don't know what to do about it. I don't know. But anyway, Everybody's hurt. And the show's still good.
It is. It's always going to be good.
Best roster in wrestling.
Amen. Uh-huh. Right? Is that...
Period. I don't know if we missed anything. I don't think we did. I feel like we did a good job here. I'm like scrolling through my social media to see if I missed anything. I don't think we did. Do you want to give your final thoughts and your plugs?
Final thoughts is wrestling is alive and well. Please, if you are attending any sort of wrestling thing this next weekend, with it being WrestleMania weekend, please drink water. Please wear sunscreen. Please wear deodorant. If you don't think it's an option, guess what? You have to wear deodorant in order to go to wrestling shows. That's a rule now. So Auntie is telling you, wear deodorant, behave, don't get arrested. You don't want to deal with all of that. You don't. So be smart this weekend if you are going to WrestleMania, or if you are going to the surrounding shows in Vegas, or if you're just having a party at your house. Be smart. Take your time. 6 hours per day, per show, plus other shows. It's a lot. Save your booty some trouble. Get up, walk around, get the blood pumping. But all in all, be kind to each other. Okay?
Period.
But, next weekend, I'm probably not able to do any shows because I am emceeing for our local con over here. So I am lending. I will probably not have a voice.
Real.
So, but I get to moderate some panels and MC. So I'm very excited to do that. So all of my scheduled shows, we'll have to talk about that. But the Mother Talking post show is going to be on the following Monday. We're talking about the finale, and we have a new show announcement. So you want to stay tuned.
Period.
What's going on in your neck of the woods there, Kiley?
Chaos and destruction.
Yeah.
So, well, first of all, my final thought is FTR did nothing wrong. FTR is justified. FTR was right. But listen, as the semester rolls to an end, which some of you might know, I'm in school for my PhD. As the semester rolls to an end, I think that I should, for maybe a temporary period of time, I don't know, I should do more podcasting.
Whoa.
I don't know what it would be. We've talked a little bit about horror movie podcasting. We've talked a little bit about some stuff here and there. I don't know, guys. I'm not making any promises. I'm just saying I'm open to the idea because I have more time on my hands. But if you want to hear more about that, maybe I do it, maybe I don't. Who knows? The world is my oyster. You can follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky at Kiley Wrestling. I'm more active on Blue Sky. I'm going to be real. But listen, the last couple of days I've been posting on Twitter. I don't know what my Twitter is going to look like, but I've been very controversial apparently. So I go to my posts and it's a lot of people being like, how could you say FTR is right? And you know what? I don't need to justify myself, just like FTR doesn't need to justify themselves. FTR was right. But but you can follow me on Twitter at Blue Sky at Kiley Wrestling.
You stress me out, Kiley. You stress me out. You do.
This is who I am.
Wow.
I'm stressful.
I love it.
Twitter does suck. That's why I haven't been on Twitter, but
that's fair.
A lot of people are only on Twitter, and now I feel like I'm missing my friends.
I feel it too.
It sucks. So now I have to figure out how I'm going to be on Twitter and be on Twitter safely.
How do you do it safely?
Blue Sky.
I don't know.
Anyway, follow me there. Kiley Wrestling on both. And then I have like nothing. I mean, I'm excited for AEW. I don't know if I'll be watching WrestleMania. I'm going to be straight up honest with y'all. I don't really care. Maybe I will. Maybe I don't know. You have to follow me on social media to figure out if I'm going to do that. I have no idea, guys. From what it sounds like, it's going to be 2 ridiculously long shows, and I don't know if I'm on board.
Yeah. I'm good with the highlights.
Yeah. There's kids outside. They just started playing what sounds like a rockin' game of freeze tag. I don't know if you can hear them.
Well, let's go join them.
Yeah, let's go.
Be over shortly.
But what was I going to say? I don't remember what I was going to say. Oh, yeah, this is Wrestling Made Me Cry. This is a show where me and Collins, we come and we talk about things in wrestling that make us cry. Because we're emotional. And that's just how we live our lives. But sometimes wrestling makes us cry in a good way. Sometimes it makes us cry in a bad way. But anyway, we're live every Sunday, which not Collins will be vocally on bed rest. Vocal rest?
Vocal rest.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Perhaps on vocal rest. So listen, you have to follow us on social media to keep up with all that. Because who knows? But live every Sunday, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, 5 p.m. British, whatever that shakes out for you. Every Sunday on Fightful Overbooked. This is Fightful Overbooked. It's a channel of like a bunch of nonsense, if we're being completely real. There's wrestling content, there's non-wrestling content. We're just a bunch of goobers.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of goobers. Fightful Overbooked is like Fightful, like the main Fightful channel, is so polished.
Yeah.
Everybody is like, it's like very organized, very wrestling oriented. Fightful Overbooked. This is where the sickos come. If you're working Fightful and you're like a real sicko, you're a chaos agent, you're a goober and a loser, you're on Fightful Overbooked. And that's how we like it.
That's how we prefer it to be, to be honest.
So yeah, go check out stuff on Fightful Overbooked. There's like a lot of content on Fightful Overbooked. So go check all of that out. Make sure you keep up with us on social media so you know when we're live. Collins does a lot of podcasts, so make sure you follow Collins.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Thursdays through Sundays.
A lot.
Find me.
So make sure you follow them on social media. You're on all the socials, right? Collins? All the socials?
Yeah, all the socials.
Okay.
Sorry.
Socials. No, it's okay. I thought I was frozen for a second. I was like, this is like the worst time.
I keep freezing, so that's why I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
It's okay. Wrestling Made Me Cry is for the sickos. That is true. This is the Sickos Academy. This is where we raise the sickos to go out into the world and indoctrinate more sickos. That's how we change wrestling forever. But anyway, live every Sunday, noon Eastern, Fightful Overbooked. I think I did all the plugs.
You did a great job.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. All that being said, guys, thank you so much for joining us. This weird show where I don't know what happened. We went off the rails, but you know what?
That's what I'm saying, man. But you know what?
It started when you tore your shirt before we even. Yeah. That's where the chaos started.
I know. Listen, I'm gonna go turn it into a cute little tank. Don't you worry.
Cute. Like a little muscle tee situation.
Yeah.
So cute. Thank you guys so much for joining us for this episode of Wrestling Made Me Cry. I had a blast. We'll see you perhaps when we see you.
I'll see you soon.
See you soon. Bye, guys. FTR was right.